Wow, Adrian, I'm curious about bees.
Well, I suppose you were wondering what we were doing today. Well, it's April the 28th, and this method of overwintering bees has become quite routine for me. I pack 4 of these colonies, which are 5 over 5 frame colonies, together. In the fall, I make sure they've got 75 pounds of food. I have this entrance is usually reduced by half. This is on the small entrance, and I leave them alone. But I too became curious and wondered, could I overwinter colonies in these 6 frame nukes? I like to see what the Canadian beekeepers do, and Ian Stepler is overwintering them inside his shed. And he's 8 hours north of us in Manitoba, and it's not quite cold enough to do that down here, and I like the bees being outside. So this winter I overwintered 7 of these, and 6 of them survived. 5 of them are looking pretty good, one's a little weak, but will bounce back. So today I'm going to get ready to transfer them into bigger boxes. They're not ready yet for double deep 10 frame boxes. So what I've got is, I've got the 5 over 5 frame setup. So in here I've got 4 frames. I've got a drone comb. There's a bit of older drone comb on there, which you can see. And then what I'll do is the bees will fill in this, and then when this is sealed I'll cut it out, and that's a little form of mite control. I have a partial frame of food. It's not a great frame, but it's got some food on it. I've got one pretty good brood comb and one comb with a bit of mold on it. Now the bees will clean that up pretty easily, so I'm not worried about that. So let's get on with it. Let's see what we've got going. And because it's a day in April, the bees are not going to be that happy because it's not sunny and not the best day. So we'll give them a little smoke. And what I'll do is move this colony aside. Like that. Put that box in its place. I'll take the lid off. And see what we got. As you can see, we have a nice, pretty packed box of bees. When I checked them earlier this week, I put this pollen patty on, and as you can see, they've been working on that. So I'll get that out of the way. I don't usually put much pollen patty on, but it's a bit anthropomorphic. I think I like to, if I go in there, I like to at least make up with a compensation of some food to see what's going on. So what we got there? We've got pollen on that side, pollen on that side. A solid frame of pollen. We'll drop that into here. Then I'll take this box, put this box on the top, and then we'll move the next 5 frames over. On this side we have 1 full frame, pretty solid frame of brood there. What's that, about 3/4? This one's emerging, you can see from the center, and the queen's laid right in the center again. Let's come out. Let's call that a half. So 3/4 and a half, one and the same here. As the bees have emerged, they filled it up. That side's still pretty solid. Some drones on the bottom. So call that 2 to 3. And that one as well. So got at least 3 frames of brood there. Now we've just got this side is all solid, and you probably can't see that, but it's all solid with eggs. Tuck that in there. This is the last frame, and this frame is just a partial of honey. So there's only about, all told, between what I had and what I've put together, there's only about one frame of honey in here. So let's hope that the spring kicks in a bit faster and these bees can go about their business. Now, you can see from this that you can successfully overwinter smaller colonies. And 6 frames seem to work pretty well. I've done 5 frames, a single 5 frame nuke before, but I've only done, how should I say, I did, when I did that, I did half a dozen of them too, and they didn't look quite as strong as these do in the spring, but they survived. And I wonder if some of it is related to how the sphere of the brood can develop, because in a single 5 frame box it can only be a circle in that area, and this is another 1.5 inches or so wider. Does that much difference? Does that much that larger a diameter make a difference? I'm not sure, I don't know, but that's why we have to just keep remaining curious, experimenting. It's not satisfying for beekeepers to lose their colonies in the winter. If I can routinely overwinter colonies in 5/5s, so can you. If we push the envelope a little and see what can happen, I'm sure we can do better still. This is much more satisfying than having to buy packages from anybody, or bees from anybody for that matter. So let me get the lid on top of these and I'll show you one more thing. Trick is to get the lid on before they realize how irritated they are. So, on the subject of curiosity, let's remain curious. I'm still curious. What else can we achieve? Mike Palmer, who's a hero of mine, he uses this kind of box as a mating nuke. Or similar size. But he has them divided, I believe. But could we overwinter this? Would that be pushing the envelope too far? We don't know if we don't try. How about having that 2 stories high? Would that work? I don't know. Long live curiosity!